Moi, je ne peux pas faire ce qui n'est pas de mes convictions. Tu comprends ça? Je considère que ce n'est pas ça la solution. D'ailleurs, les gens m'ont traité de pro-kagame parce que j'ai dit aux gens la vérité que les gens ne connaissaient pas. La guerre qui se passe à l'Est, la guerre du M23, il faut qu'on explique l'origine Nango. Hein, Yaya? Oui. Le problème qu'il y a ici est que les Congolais à territoire et à Rutshuru. Et j'ai dit aux gens, en 56-58, quand la première délégation des chefs coutumiers, en Belgique, le premier chef coutumier, la délégation, celui qui avait conduit la délégation était le Mwami Ndezi. Mwami de Bahutu. Tu comprends ça? Et le territoire de Rutshuru, c'est Mobutu qui a donné le nom de Rutshuru. Mais ça s'appelait le territoire de Bahutu. Mobutu ne voulait pas que les provinces portent le nom de Yabatribi Yabatu. D'ailleurs, tu verras que même les Belges mélangent Bito. Tu ne peux pas dire que non. Dans telle province, il y a des Bantous. Dans telle province, il y a des Soudanais. Dans telle province, il y a des Nilotiques. Tu vois un peu ça? On a mélangé les gens et Mobutu en a vraiment tenu compte. Mais avec le message à communication, surtout où tu as la partie centrale, dans le gouvernement central, dans Bisso, on reproche trop à ceux qui ont la morphologie rwandaise. Que tu sois Hutu, que tu sois Munabwisha, que tu sois Mutusi. Ces gens-là ne se sentent plus congolais comme les autres. Ne se sentent pas congolais comme les autres. Tu verras que Mutoza Munyabwisha, Aza Munyamulenge, Aza Mutu, Aza Mutusi, tu les demandes d'aller travailler au Kasaï, à l'Équateur, ils refusent. Ils refusent. Parce qu'ils n'ont pas les assurances. Le gouvernement, il y a le discours du chef de l'État, Félix Tshisekedi Tshilombo, il a encore répété. Hein? Le Congo, il y a des nilotiques congolais. Oui. Et la conférence nationale souveraine, Mosengwa, c'est écrit dans la conférence nationale souveraine que nous avons des nilotiques. Ils sont venus vers le Nil. Comme nous avons des Soudanais, ils sont venus vers le lac Tchad. Comme nous avons des Bantous. D'ailleurs, l'Afrique a 24 pays constitués de Bantous. C'est-à-dire, on ne peut pas se prétendre, surtout nous les Bantous, nous avons cette mauvaise manière de considérer que c'est nous les véritables Congolais. Non, attention. C'est discutable cette question-là. Parce que nous avons même des peuples métis. Tu sais que vous les Louba, vous êtes des métis. Vous n'êtes pas des originaires, des purs sang. Alors, donc c'est discutable beaucoup de débats comme ça. Donc le gouvernement a d'abord la mission de garantir à chaque Congolais. Et la Constitution dit, même les étrangers qui vivent. Un monsieur comme Révérend Kim, tu connais les Coréens?
Oui, le propriétaire des écoles et universités.
Je vois même sur le boulevard, il est en train de construire une polyclinique. C'est un Coréen. Ailleurs, on lui donnerait déjà la nationalité congolaise. Pour lui protéger et lui permettre des biens. Je ne peux pas citer le jeune homme Abé Dachou. Vu les investissements. Hachichi, Raouban, les Raouji sont arrivés au Congo en 1922. Ils sont congolais de par la Constitution. Mais on oublie aussi que 90% de la population rwandaise, ils sont les mêmes que les gens de Rutshuru et les mêmes que les gens de Massissi. Mais d'ailleurs, chez nous, quand on dit Rwandais, dans l'équipe, ça dit que tu t'adresses aux Hutus. Parce que les Tutsis, on l'appelle Tutsi. Ces gens-là ne se sentent pas en sécurité partout. Même dans les entreprises, engagés Munyamulenge, engagés, quand ils passent, tout le monde les regarde comme ça, ça choque. Deuxième élément, deuxième cause, et ça, ce sont des questions d'ordre technique que je soulève ici.
C'est important, c'est important.
Nous avons un problème de gestion des réfugiés. La République démocratique du Congo est le seul pays en Afrique centrale, dans un pays assez IRGL, qui n'a pas de camp de réfugiés. Tu ne trouveras pas camp de réfugiés à Brazzavillois, camp de réfugiés à Angolais. Non, on n'en a pas. Mais dans tous les pays limitrophes, tu as des camps de réfugiés des Congolais. Il n'y a pas 5 ans, Brazzaville d'ailleurs a déversé, les a chassés comme des animaux ici. L'Angola les chasse presque chaque année. Tu comprends un peu ça? Alors, les réfugiés de l'Est, le gouvernement ne met pas une politique pour les accueillir. On considère qu'ils sont des Rwandais et s'ils revenaient au pays, ce serait une infiltration. Parce qu'on les traite de Rwandais. Mais Kagame, les Rwandais, n'a pas de place. Lui aussi, il a hérité le camp des réfugiés congolais. En cela, j'ai dit aux gens que Kadima était malhonnête quand il a ouvert seulement les bureaux de la CENI au Canada, aux États-Unis, en Afrique du Sud. Tu connais les pays qui regorgent la plus grande diaspora congolaise? Tu as une idée?
C'est où?
La Tanzanie. 3 500 000 Congolais sont en Tanzanie.
Ah bon?
Le Burundi a plus de 2 millions. Le Rwanda a plus de 1 500 000 Congolais qui vivent au Rwanda. Et tu sais quoi, parmi les 1 500 000, 800 000 sont Luba. Si tu vas en Ouganda,
vous les avez répertoriés?
Mais ce sont des chiffres.
Les statistiques.
On peut aller vérifier.
Évidemment.
Il y a un camp de réfugiés en Ouganda. Plus de 2 500 000. Tu sais que la plupart des grands professeurs et des médecins au Rwanda.
Évidemment, je connais. J'ai fait le Rwanda.
Est-ce que tu sais aussi que quand un Luba parle, un Rwandais comprend? Ça, tu ne comprends, ça, tu ne sais pas.
Oui, non, mais quand on parle le Kinyarwanda, parfois, même moi, je comprends quelque chose aussi.
I want to give you a small background about exactly what is happening in the eastern part of the Congo. How did it all start? Because all you hear is that Rwanda is supporting M23 rebels. The DRC government is fighting against the M23 rebels to take the eastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's what you hear in the news every day. I want to tell you exactly what's happening there. Let's go back to where it all started. During the infamous Berlin Conference in Europe, when Europeans were dividing Africa amongst themselves, the Belgians took Congo, the Germans took Rwanda, Germans took Tanzania as well, and the English took Uganda, carving out this area amongst themselves as Europeans. They didn't care which tribes they were cutting in between. Most tribes in Africa have been cut in between. At the borders of most African countries, you find that the same tribe is found on each side of the border. It is very common across Africa because the Europeans did not care how they are dividing these tribes. All they did is just, you're taking this, we're taking this, you're taking this, we're taking this. So that's how they divided the DR Congo, Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, Tanzania, around that area. And the Tutsi tribe ended up having its territory divided between two countries, Rwanda and the then Zaire, which is today's Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, why are the M23 rebels fighting against the Democratic Republic of Congo forces and the United Nations in the eastern part of the Republic of Congo? And who are the M23? The M23 rebels are a rebel group that was formed by the Tutsis themselves to defend their territory, which is the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, to defend against who? Against the Democratic Republic of Congo government, which has been trying to take over their land, the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, for decades now. You might be wondering how a group of people might be trying to defend themselves against their own government in their own country. Yes. That's the Democratic Republic of Congo. There is no rule of law. Everybody for himself. If you are weak, you are displaced. And this is what happens. Countries like the United States, China, and Russia have gone to the Democratic Republic of Congo, have chosen territories that they want to take over, and they've armed tribes that live there to fight off some tribes. So weaker tribes are taken over. So every tribe in the Congo DRC has to arm itself to the teeth. Those who have more arms and stronger, they take more territory. Government is in on it. The United States, the EU, they use the United Nations troops as cover for gang warfare that is going on in the DRC. There's no government in the DRC. They call themselves government, yes, because they run things from Kinshasa. But in actual fact, they are a gang that represents the United States, France, and others to loot the DRC. And what do? The Democratic Republic of Congo forces themselves will go out there and displace their own people off their land and allow American, British, and Belgian and French companies to be mining on those lands while the indigenous people on those lands have been displaced into refugee camps. Some have been displaced into other countries. Generations are born outside the Congo because they can't go back. They've been displaced and their lands are being guarded by the gun. Under the watch of the Democratic Republic of Congo government. This is why the Tutsis in the eastern part of the Congo armed themselves, starting with the Banyamulenge, now with the M23. Because if you don't arm yourself in the DRC as a tribe, you are finished, especially if you have rich land like the eastern part of the DRC that belongs to the Tutsis. So the M23 rebels had to arm themselves to fight to defend their territory. The eastern part of Congo is rich with uranium, lithium, and other semiconductor minerals that are used to make phones and drones and everything. So now, the world is moving towards drones and phones, these smartphones and everything, and electric car batteries and everything. And these minerals are in abundance in the eastern part of the Congo. Are you following me? So, government forces are fighting to take the eastern part of the Congo away from the Tutsis. The Democratic Republic of Congo government is not being very honest. The truth is, they are fighting to take away the eastern part of the Congo so that the United States and other countries can enjoy exploiting those minerals in the eastern part of Congo after displacing the people, the Tutsis, the rightful owners of the eastern part of the Congo. Now, how does Rwanda come in? Follow me now. Rwanda comes in because there is a Tutsi government in Rwanda. And they are one people, by the way. They are just divided by the borders. They speak one language. They have one culture. They have the same religion. So they went to Rwanda and asked for help from Rwanda. So what does Rwanda do? They are countrymen. They are clansmen. Can they let them down? No. Because even when they are mining their own land as Tutsis in the eastern part of the Republic of Congo, they are not going to export their minerals that they are mining from there through Kinshasa or through other places. They have to find safer routes that they trust. So where are the safer routes to get the minerals out? It's Rwanda and Uganda. Do you understand what's going on here? So they fostered a relationship with Rwanda. Now, what does Rwanda benefit? From the exports, of course. One. Number two, after the genocide in Rwanda, it was a fight between the Hutus and the Tutsis. The Hutu tribe also is found in Democratic Republic of Congo, and it was divided in half by the Europeans. It is also found in the Democratic Republic of Congo, by the way. This is how complicated this whole thing is. So now, the Hutus, after being defeated in Rwanda, they escaped to the DRC. So when they escaped to the DRC, they were regrouping there to come and overthrow the government by force in Rwanda. So I said, how does the Rwandan government benefit from this scenario? Number one, I said, exportation through Rwanda of minerals. Number two, national security of the Rwandan government, the Rwandan people, has to be guaranteed. How? Because the Hutus could regroup and attack Rwanda again. So how do they guarantee national security as Rwanda? They have to keep those Hutus in the DRC in check. So how does Rwanda do that? They use their clansmen, the Tutsis that are found in the DRC, to keep the Hutus in the DRC in check. Do you see there? So that's the second way that Rwanda is benefiting from the relationship that it has with the Tutsis that are found in the DRC. Now, the DRC government is not being honest because they are trying to push the Tutsis out of the eastern part of the Congo, saying they have to go back to Rwanda. Where do they go back to? The eastern part of the Republic of Congo is their land. It is their land. You cannot expel a people and leave their land. The DRC government is not being honest. What they want is the minerals, the uraniums and the lithiums and other semiconductor minerals that are found in the eastern part of the Congo, the land that belongs to Tutsis. So they want to expel the Tutsis from there to Rwanda. You cannot, because these people is their land. The Europeans just divided it and said, this is Congo, this is Rwanda. So the DRC government, by not being honest on this issue, is complicating things. And the United Nations is coming in an already chaotic situation. But everybody knows the United Nations is the United States. So the United States has interest in the eastern part of the Republic of Congo because it is rich with semiconductors, which are important for nuclear arms production, drones, and all these phones and car batteries and airplanes and everything in the eastern part of the Congo. That's why the war is concentrated on the eastern part of the Congo, because the United States and its allies are fighting to push the Tutsis off their land, because their land is rich with minerals that are used in making of semiconductors, drones, and nuclear weapons. This is why they are fighting hard.